about interracial relationships. People try to talk bad about my interracial relationship just to think that they can get under my skin. I mean, really, it don't bother me. I mean, let's not make, call a spade a spade. But if you have a problem with someone that's in love, it shouldn't matter the race of the person. It's mental illness in our community. The problem is people want to put labels on it. Everybody wants to put color on everything. And as soon as you put color on it, it gets treated differently. The money gets treated funny. Because if it's dealing with Asians, guess what? It's going to take a longer process unless those leaders step up and get into the president's face or U.S. leaders' face and say, this is a problem in our community. Not leaving one topic unturned. If you want to hear real authentic conversation, interviews, and comedy, please take time to listen to That's What I Said, because I said what I said.
Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. Listen to That's What I Said, available on your favorite podcast platform.
That's What He Said with Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
All right, y'all, we back. Sorry for the technical difficulties video-wise. I don't know what was going on. And I do this live, so I try to hurry up and try to troubleshoot everything I can. Quick, fast, in a hurry. So if I lost some viewers and some listeners, I apologize. But the audio of That's What I Said, again, like I was saying, is on all streaming platforms where you can listen to podcasts. Wherever you listen to podcasts, it doesn't matter. You'll be able to catch up. Or follow along like you've been. Anyhow. So what's been going on? What else is going on? I mean, we talked about birthdays and anniversaries and everything. What else has been going on?
Man, a lot's been going on. Like, life has been super busy. I started a new job a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm sorry, my production's off. I haven't even done no nothing. Yeah, she started a new job. All right. Secret spy woman.
I'm learning the ropes at the new gig and getting acclimated to their
ways of doing things.
And ways of how things work.
I see your body.
So, life has been definitely taking us on an upward trend. I will say that.
Yeah, that's true. So
what's been happening with you, babe?
Oh, wow. I mean, there's one thing is another, I guess. I don't know. Where do we start?
What's up, body?
This was good, body. I don't know. I just been paying a lot of attention to what's going on with crypto. Y'all know that's one of my things. I've been really trying to just navigate the way I see people and how I handle certain situations. That's mainly what I've been doing, is really kind of paying more attention to how I react to stuff. Because some people will think that you're running away when really you're just avoiding. It's like, I'm not trying to run away from nobody. I'm at the point where it's like, I don't want conflict and it ain't got nothing to do with me. But at the same time, if you can't minimize it, just walk away from it. Just walk away from it. People have this idea that because of who they are, you got to listen to them. And what they say is right, no matter what. And if nobody's listening to you, then you want to get in your feelings. No, we not going to do that. Because Ced would have just punched you in the fucking mouth and just said, shut up. But for what? But for what?
I was just about to say. For why?
Go ahead with the convo. I just got a message I'm trying to read real quick.
So
from my aunt.
I really truly believe that the titling and what we're going to be discussing tonight is going to be something that everybody can get something out of. I mean, the title Beyond the Mind's Maze, navigating out of the overthinking trap.
Mm-hmm.
Man. And as you and I discussed earlier, I said this is going to be something for everybody because I do believe wholeheartedly that, in my own opinion, everybody overthinks at one point or another in their life. And I know I do personally. There's certain things that I'm in overthink the deep depths of that hole. And man, there's so many different times that you have had to pull me out of that hole and be like, look, it's not, stop going in the rabbit hole. Get out of it. You have to just think about what I said and let's move on or whatever. But it's, I mean, your mind definitely is a maze. And if you've ever seen a brain, or you go and Google it and look at the images, that joker is a maze.
Mm-hmm.
It really truly is, because it's just got all those curves and swirls and yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I realized a few months ago that you have to really be in control of pretty much everything in your life. And a lot of times people are not in control of everything in their life, and that's their choice. I mean, well, I'm going to say this. Sometimes it's not their choice because they're not aware. And if you are aware of everything around you, then guess what? You ain't got time to be going through mind's maze. I titled this topic for a reason, okay? I'm gonna have some of these topics. I swear, a saying is gonna pop out of there, and it's gonna be a T-shirt, and it's gonna sell out. But anyway, the topic tonight is Beyond the Mind's Maze: navigating out of the overthinking trap. We have this tendency, and I say we because as a collective, a lot of people overthink. Some people want to think that they're perfect thinkers and they're great problem solvers. No, you overthink, bitch. I'm sorry. You just overthink. All people overthink. You know why? Because some people, believe it or not, and I'm going to talk about it later on, but a lot of people, believe it or not, have analyze paralysis or analysis paralysis, which means you overanalyze things and you stay stuck overanalyze things, which means what? You're overthinking.
Wow.
Okay, let me marinate. Okay. I know people are going to just drop out because they think that, I'm full of crap, but no, I'm being serious.
No, that's a real terminology, analysis paralysis.
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
What's good, my brother? It is. So check it. So I had this problem. Y'all know me in these topics. I'm transparent. I had this problem because people don't realize the complexity of overthinking is mind's maze. It's part of mind's maze. It's within mind's maze. And people are like, what is mind's maze? It's your mind.
That's why I brought up that example of what the brain looks like. Like if you really look at an image of it, it is a maze.
Mm-hmm. But people don't realize you're trying to navigate and be a better person, which creates the conversation that you use in your mind. You're trying to do better things. Which means what? That means you have to learn some stuff. When you learn something, you automatically add that to your life.
Yes.
You attribute that as an experience because you chose to learn it. See, in life, we have to understand that learning from our experiences go a long way instead of just allowing experiences to teach us. If we learn, which means that's exactly what it is, it's supposed to teach you a lesson and you're paying attention to it. What did they say in school? Make sure you're paying attention. Well, guess what? Make sure you're paying attention in life. These life lessons will be life lesson your butt. Just like life be lifing. No, life lessons will be life lessoning. Real talk. And then it's that people like to tell you that I told you so. Guess what? This is the I told you so moment.
Yeah.
When life be lessening, this is the I told you so. This is when you're going to be like, damn, I should have did that.
Yep.
I just saw that. I didn't think they was going to do this. I do the same thing in crypto. Don't get it twisted.
That red flag.
Yeah, I do the same.
Waving hard at you.
I'm going to tell y'all this story. I do the same.
It.
Right. Yeah, true. I mean, it's the truth. But I do the same thing in cryptocurrency. So I do my research, do everything. I have certain people that I actually listen to and have respect for. So I listen to their content because they put out great content. Because when I research it, I'm like, okay. But then I've researched other projects that they haven't talked about. Maybe because it's not that big. But I've made some bread off of it just because. I appreciate y'all coming back. I really do. I'm sorry with the technical difficulties. I don't know what it is. But it's fixed for now. And going backwards real quick. Well, let me say this. Sometimes you have to kind of take a step back and see what's going on. And making sure that you're not over processing the experience. Because sometimes what will happen is we'll stay stuck in the experience and not take the lesson that's there. We're expecting someone in a building that you're supposed to go to regularly on a Sunday, and you're hoping that he talks about this position that you're in right now. You're stuck. And you just continue to talk to people about it because you're tired of staying stuck and you don't know how to get out of it. So this is where you go. Now everybody's in your business because you're talking about why you're stuck. I had this saying when I was younger. I told people I stopped going to church and people said, why? I said, because some people's shoe polish isn't used in the same way as other people use their shoe polish, but they got the same shoes on. I'll let y'all marinate on that. Okay?
Wow.
I'll let y'all marinate on that. Yeah, they got the same shoe polish, but they circles ain't as tight. They ain't using much water. It ain't shining up. It ain't got that mirror finish. But guess what? They the same shoes. What does that mean? I put in perspective that there's people that will never be genuine to you, but they will copy you and try to make their own originality based off of what you keep telling them. I can tell people all day that I bought a car on Saturday. It would only resonate to about 20 people. And those are the people that actually care about you. The other 400 and something people I got on my Facebook would hate on me because they think, and I'm going to say this, and I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings, but this is what's been said to me. Because I'm married to a white woman, I don't have no money, and she pays for everything. I don't need your validation. Or your curious way of thinking that I'm sitting here upset because of how you think. I don't overthink that. I know there's people that have what they're gonna say because I'm in a relationship with I'm married to someone. It's an interracial relationship. Let's just say that. So what? It has absolutely nothing to do with the fact, of me purchasing the vehicle. People will hate on you instead of drinking the champagne that you poured.
Right.
They rather throw the glass up against the wall and hate on you, all because of the fact that they not winning. Or why would he do that? Didn't he say he was retired and he don't do nothing? What he need a car for? He don't go nowhere.
How do you know?
You don't know what I do. You really don't. Sometimes I like to just get out the house and just come up with the dumbest stuff just to get out the house. And sometimes the dumb stuff comes to me. Not to put our business out there, but we had a squirrel issue. Y'all know about my squirrels.
Yeah.
These hood ass squirrels.
These squirrels, boy.
Hold on. I got to sip my bourbon when I tell you this story.
These little jokers.
So,
and Mylisha, if you listening or you catching this replay, girl, the hood squirrels done took over.
Oh,
they took over.
Mylisha, I'm gonna say this. I know you're gonna listen later or at some point. Yes, I'm shouting you out live on my podcast. That's worldwide now.
Because you witnessed the chaos of the squirrels.
These damn squirrels had made a nest where we live at.
We're in the woods.
We're in the woods, and a lot of the homes that are built over here have propane tanks, and they're underground. And of course, you have to have an access area so that you can fill the tank up, right? Exactly. That part, body. Body. I'm sorry, y'all. He said a comment on Facebook, and I have to respond to this. One of the things that people have been in my inbox is like, why are you trading if you're 100%? Why are you hating if you still 100%? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm maximizing the money that's coming to me. What are you doing? Anywho, you right, body. You right there, body. Right there. So where the propane tank is underground, there's an access cover that's on there. And the reason why it's an access cover is so that when the guys come and fill the propane, all they gotta do is lift it up, put the thing in there, and fill your propane up, and leave the ticket on your garage door. That's what they do to my house anyway. So anyway, my wife is doing laundry, and the window is right in front of the cover to the tank, and she looks out there and has her phone on her and takes pictures and sends it to me. So have you ever seen what is SVU?
Yeah,
Law and Order SVU. Mm-hmm. Y'all know when Olivia Benson and Detective Stapler get a call.
Let me just do this.
What?
I'm gonna put a picture of it in the chat so they can see what we talking about. Because these squirrels are hood.
Oh yeah, if you're on Facebook, there's a picture that's about to hit. So, nope, stop. We're not going on a rabbit hole. Stop that. Don't do that. So these squirrels. No, anyway, if you ever seen Olivia Benson and Detective Stapler, whenever they get a call about a case that they already on and the person dies, the conversation is still going on in the background, and then like Olivia Benson gets off the phone and they say, blah 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 just died, and then they go to commercial. Next thing you know, somehow they didn't got to the place, and the commercial's only been 3 minutes, right? They didn't got to wherever this area of the murder happened at. Now they're homicide detectives. Wait a minute. I thought you were a special victims unit. Now you doing homicide? It's like that's exactly what happens in our backyard. There was 3 damn squirrels in our damn propane, where our propane tank is. And these fools didn't put leaves and everything. I mean, they didn't have a whole nest. Am I right or wrong?
Oh, you 1,000% right.
I don't see no picture.
I'm
Don't worry about it.
I'm having my own problems over here.
No, don't worry about it. You don't need to have a picture in there. It's ridiculous, y'all. I might do a post with the picture of the squirrels getting out of jail. I should have took a picture of them when they got put in jail, because 2 of them got put in jail and 1 escaped the grounds. Literally, he walked off the yard, y'all. Nobody in the tower.
He walked the line.
No, he walked over the wall, walked through the whole yard, and the dudes at the towers didn't do nothing. They didn't sound the alarm. They didn't say, hey, we got an escapee. One of your squirrels is getting loose. They didn't do none of that shit. You know what they did? They wasn't even there. I don't know what they did. They fired. I'm telling you right now, they fired. They didn't do nothing.
I'm so
nothing. One of them was talking about, he was trying to figure out where Diddy was because he thought they had a warrant, then he didn't know. And I'm like, dude, why are you telling me about this and you ain't at work? We had a squirrel get loose.
I'm so done.
Anyway. So, overthinking.
Yeah.
I would put it like this. I'm gonna say this. There's roots to overthinking. And we briefly talked about the roots. And I think a lot of times the issue is it's not so much that people don't want to accept the fact that they overthink. They just think that people need to understand where they're coming from. And that's debatable. You know what I'm saying? I can get that all day long. But I'm a type of person that is like, y'all seen that meme with that kid? It looks like he's from Africa. And it's like whenever you doubting somebody, he got that with his hands kind of like, but he's like, that's exactly how I am sometimes when people have questions about something. And I'm like, why would they ask that if I just told them this? No worries, Auntie. I love you too. I don't know why. And I think it's mainly because of experiences.
Yeah.
Some great relationships, some really bad ones, but I've learned something from them. Regardless if I could say if a relationship's good, bad, or indifferent, there's a lesson there. It wasn't about how bad somebody did or what somebody wasn't doing or whatever the case may be. There's a lesson there. And regardless of how you take that lesson and apply it to your life, that's not, for debate. Mm-hmm. It's not for debate because that's your experience. Who cares how this person would have dealt with it? You wasn't with me in this relationship. Shut the hell up. I don't care what you think. This is how I'm dealing with it. Because it's not going to, create some kind of grounds to where now I'm mass manipulating my relationship that I'm currently in just to make myself happy so I'm not insecure because of what happened in the previous relationship. No, you're just burying some shit for happening later. That's all you're doing. You're just burying it for something to happen later. Guess what? That's overthinking. You're trying to protect something so it doesn't come out, so you have to have a conversation about it. So no, you didn't went through the whole overthinking protocol to bury something. For what? What are you protecting? Something you don't want to talk about that hurts you? No, that's the shit you need to talk about. The stuff that hurts you is what you need to talk about because that's the only thing you're going to heal from. Things that don't hurt you, what are you healing from?
And Facebook has cut us off again. So
are you serious?
I'm serious. We're just going to continue on with the podcast. All
right. So if you can hear me in Facebook land, go to YouTube or go to Spreaker.com. Type in "That's what I said," exactly how you would see it in a sentence. That's what I said. Click on my page. Click it as a favorite. It'll list the podcast and you'll see me live. Or however you guys listen to podcasts, do that. Let me skim through this real quick so we can get up out of here. It's 38 minutes, so we can talk about two more things. Two more things. This thing I was going to talk about says recognizing the maze. Sometimes you have to recognize. Pull it up on your phone, babe. Sometimes, and turn your volume down. You have to recognize the maze. It's in your head, which means what? You should know if you're stuck overthinking. It's in your head. You should already know. Okay, cool. That's what's. I appreciate you, buddy. You should already know what's in your head. You should already know what you're overthinking. Somebody shouldn't tell you you're overthinking, because now what you're going to do? Get defensive. Sometimes we overthink without, it's, I'm going to tell you this. Something about recognizing, before I get into talking about strategies to find an exit, because that's what we got to do. We got to find an exit. We got to find that exit plan. Egress. Yes, I just used the Navy terminology. This is how you recognize the signs, or I should say recognizing the maze, okay, that you're stuck in this overthinking mode. One of the things I'm going to tell you right off rip, is your inability to make decisions. You know, we learned how to problem solve when we was in grade school, when they gave us those word problems, right? I'm going to let that marinate. The place that they put us in, programmed us to go to, you know, they taught us how to problem solve. That's what they gave them, problem solving problems, when we was in math class. If Jimmy had 5 apples, Tony had 2 apples, Betritha had 1 apple, you ate 5 of them, how many apples do you have left? I don't know, 11? Got to learn how to problem solve. But guess what? When you can't make decisions, it's not a flaw. It's an inability. Okay? You see how I worded that? The inability, because there's an ability to make decisions. You just are unable to make certain decisions, which is fixable. Huh?
Excuse me.
Are you sneezed?
I did.
Oh, God bless you.
Good night.
Now I'm about to take y'all on a ride, because now you know there's always not just one downturn, there's another one. So you have the inability to make decisions. Guess what the other one is? Maybe some constant worrying. You know what my mom told me years ago? Stop worrying about stuff you can't control, right? She told me that years ago. She told me that, matter of fact, I think I was a freshman in high school. And I'm worried about going to the new school that I haven't been, because as a freshman, if there's anybody that went to Southwest, graduated in 1992 or 93, they should know this. Shout out to my Southwest Indians. My freshman year, I went to we were annexed to a grade school all the way in northern Kansas City, right? I lived in southern Kansas City. So they bused us an hour and some change to this grade school that was nowhere in the vicinity of where the students were or where the students lived, I should say, and where the high school is. Was good. Sonya Peace Pies in the building. I seen you over there making bean pies and got them bow ties on lock on your Facebook. I seen you. But it was, I'm gonna say this. It brought us closer together because it allowed us to deal with that situation the way they needed to deal with it. And the reason why we had to do that my freshman year is because they was renovating the high school. They couldn't have that many people in the damn school. while they was doing all these renovations. You have a bunch of freshmen that didn't know where the hell they was going
Oh Lord.
in a high school while they trying to fix it all up. It ain't gonna work.
No.
So
Not at all.
that was that change. And anyhow, worrying. When you constantly worry about things that you don't have control over, you're in that annex grade school. And you're worrying about stuff that you can't change. Once you adapt to the environment that you in and stop worrying about what you can't do, because you know somebody or something is preventing you. Oh, do you, Angie? Okay, that's what's up. I mean, I worry about things that I have complete control over, but I don't trust the hands that are required to do whatever it is that they're supposed to do for me. If I'm going to do something, I don't worry about it. I don't even worry about if they like it or not. Y'all know why, right?
I don't give a fuck.
I'm going to let it marinate. I'm just going to let it marinate. Because really, at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here. I'm not a people pleaser. I put it like this. When you go through a mental illness, when you made a decision to get out of a city that you love and grew up with, around everything, Kansas City always going to be my heart. I don't give a damn. It's Kansas City, Missouri all day. 74th and Wallen. What's good? Yeah, I lived in southern Kansas City. Right across the street from Fairland Park. In between Cleveland. The three major streets. I had 75th Street, Gregory Avenue, Cleveland, and Prospect.
I was gonna say Prospect. And I only know that because
I took you down the hood.
you took me down
I
there.
took you down the hood.
Yes, you did.
I knew the hood. And people would sit there and be like, you weren't gangster. You and your brother were nerds. Y'all wore glasses. Bro, we weren't nerds. We weren't no nerds. We wore glasses because we got stigmatism. Don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted. But I learned going through, all of that. There's certain things that I can control and things that I can't control. So what the hell am I worried about? 58th in Virginia, yes. 58th in Virginia, god dang. I'm mad. I did not know that's where you. Maybe I did actually because of Vegas crazy ass. We ain't going there anyway. But I think I learned just going through understanding that I can't get upset over things I can't control, which means I shouldn't be worrying about things that have nothing to do with me. It gave me purpose to understand that, I can't always just make things work, especially if I don't know. If I'm in a process of trying to learn something, I'm not going to extend myself to where I'm extend myself to, yeah, it was. Angela, I was like, ooh, you was in the hood. I'm not going to overextend myself to something that I'm never going to recover from, especially if I don't know anything about it. And that's kind of what I did with crypto. I was overextending myself with what I thought I knew when really I didn't know a lot about it. And then I started scaling back and saying, okay, I need to understand more. And once I understood more, I was in and out of certain cryptocurrencies. I was like, okay, I need about $100. No, I need 1,000. I need to play. Okay. Do you got the money to play with? Like $10 ain't gonna make you 1,000, bro. It's just not. You're trying to make $1,000. You really trying to gamble. And the mentality is like you overthinking is the same process, because in order to over navigate, well, I would say not over navigate, but get through the maze, there's risk involved. Because if you go down a pathway and it's a dead end, you got to remember all the other spots that you passed that you didn't take because you haven't those haven't been explored. So it's like mentally you have to make a roadmap for yourself so you can be successful. That's the overthinking process. To stop overthinking, you got to feel like you're having some type of success. I'm going to tell you right now. The only way you're going to be successful is understanding your mindfulness and meditation is going to be something that you need to practice on a daily. And people will sit there and be like, oh, now you're trying to push us into something that I don't necessarily believe in. Well, why don't you believe in meditation? Because reality is you need to calm your ass down.
Yeah, and I was just going to say that meditation.
Mindfulness and meditation is going to calm you right down.
It's just the art of toning down all the noises and extra things going on inside your head.
I'm going to be honest with y'all. When you make a decision to give somebody else your problems, are you actually giving up or are you expecting that person to give you a solution to the problem you can't work out? If you can't fix the sink because it's a clog in it and it won't drain, it drains slow, and you done bought Drano and it ain't working, is it time to call a plumber? Or is it time to put some more Drano in the plug? And a lot of people say it's put some more Drano down there. It's cheaper.
Right.
But what makes sense?
Calling a plumber.
Calling a plumber. You don't know. Is that what you overthinking? Because you don't want this person realizing you don't know? We're not supposed to know everything. And who cares if you don't know? I don't know a lot of stuff. And I don't act like I do. But I'm not going to shoot from the hip and act like I know just to feel like I can fit into the conversation. That ain't me. If the people that are more popular having a great conversation and I know them or know of them, I'm not going to try to fit in. I'm not. That's not my conversation to be a part of. But if they choose to say, hey, I would like blah, 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 I would like Ced to come over here because I really like how he has conversation and how he problem solves and blah, blah, blah. I would really like for him to be a part of this conversation. And immediately what I'm going to say, I don't know. I'm not experienced in what y'all talking about. No. You like to problem solve. So here's the problem. Okay. You want somebody else's mind differently on the problem you got. So basically you playing, what's that show that used to come on, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And you phoning a friend?
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's how, I mean, and you have to work in tandem. That's one of the other things when it comes to mindfulness is using your resources. There's people out there that got the questions answered. You know they do. All you gotta do is ask them, but then you just like, I don't want to seem like that dumb person. I don't want to ask them. No, if they putting the information out on social media, you're supposed to be able to reach out to them and say, hey, I got a question. You think you can answer for me? It's social media. If they trying to get rich off of content and they don't know what the hell they talking about, yeah, they ain't got no reason to be on social media and you got to blast their ass. But if somebody wants to see you succeed and they heard something that you said and inspired them, at some point, you got to sit there and stop being a crackhead and do what you got to do. Like dead ass. Stop jeffing. That's a Kansas City thing. But still, stop jeffing.
Wow.
Okay.
He said, stop jeffing.
Let me get up out of here, y'all. I've been out here. I'm not going to talk about everything. I did get into the meat and potatoes of everything. One of the things, the last thing I'm going to talk about is navigating through the maze, developing healthier thinking habits. And I think one of the things is once you realize what you're overthinking about and what you are protecting per se. It's almost like an insecurity. When you overthink, it's like an insecurity. It's not even like it is. It is an insecurity. Just saying. Overthinking is an insecurity.
Which just magnifies the already insecurity you have.
That part. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but really, if you think about it,
shit like that.
if you really think about it, I appreciate you, body.
Thank you, body.
If you really, really, really think about it, like put your mind into it, insecurities are created either by trauma, what somebody else has done to you, what somebody has tried to make you feel less than, or it's just an experience that took its toll on you and you don't know how to recover from it, right? That's an insecurity.
Yeah.
Guess what? Guess what overthinking is? Overthinking gets into the patterns of your mind to make you feel like you need to protect something. You need to find a way out of something very fast and not experience it. Or it's always something that you are trying to find a solution for, but at the end of the day, you don't know enough to understand what the solution can do for you. You're just looking for the quick way out. So it's like you're overthinking the whole process. Stop overthinking it. Just allow the things to happen, because the maze is the maze. The maze is the maze. And guess what? Something you got to embrace. You got to embrace the negative, because it's there. But guess what else you got to embrace? There's some complexity and some uncertainty that's there. There's things you're not going to be okay with. You're just uncertain. Stop overanalyzing stuff because you don't know. Educate yourself so you're not overanalyzing. You're overanalyzing something you don't even have an experience of knowledge in. It's like I'm broke, but I can still go to the concert that costs $400, but my light's gonna get cut off that Friday too.
Oh,
that's irresponsible. You ain't even being responsible.
I was gonna say that
You then overanalyze the fact that you want to look good going to a concert, hoping that somebody can pick you up to what? Be broke on Saturday?
that right there,
If you don't shut your bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich ass down,
like that whole priority is off.
I'm out. What you got to
Just
say,
like the
babe,
light.
before we get up out of here? What you got to say? I'm done. I'm not saying nothing else. I'm not. Because there's a tangent I was about to go on, and I was like, no, we ain't going to do that.
Have a fantastic rest of your week, y'all. Invest in yourself and do some research on meditation and see how it can help you get out of that overthinking mindset. Peace and love, y'all. I'm out.
That's facts. That's a fact. So, where is my songs? I gotta pull up something that's gonna ride me out to the sunset to this evening. It's almost 8:30 here on the East Coast, which means it's 7:30 Central, Mountain Time 6, and of course on the East Coast is 5. It's April, y'all, and we had an eclipse, and it wasn't no rapture. Some of these people y'all paying attention to, and y'all developing y'all life skills around, it ain't it, y'all. They didn't have rumors talking about there was gonna be this rapture because of the eclipse. It was gonna be just close. It was just, yeah. It was gonna be a whole bunch of stuff going on. Moo Moo. I've heard of Moo Moos down in Hawaii. I mean, I love Moo Moos. But what Moo Moo are you talking about? Before I get up out of here, I got a question in the comments, so we're gonna do that. What's the Moo Moo question? Moo Moo. I haven't heard of Moo Moo. We can look it up right now. What is Moo Moo? Is Body being funny or is he being serious? I'm pretty sure he's being serious. What's the Moo Moo?
I think he's talking crypto.
Well, I mean, I need to know so I can look it up, because I'll do it right here on the podcast so y'all can see what I do. Something like Robin Hood, Moo Moo. Oh, I've never heard. Wait a minute, is that something that they developed for Hawaii so that y'all can use it in Hawaii? Okay. Let me do some research on it and I'll get back to you. Moo Moo. I'm writing it down right now. Moo Moo. I got it written down. MOMOMOO. Got it. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna hit you up. You know I'm good for it. But yeah, people was talking about the rapture and all the other shit that didn't happen. But anyway, that's not what we was talking about. What we're gonna talk about is this. If y'all love this podcast or actually like this podcast and I come on Tuesday on just inconspicuous days, shoot me a text message. I mean, not a text message. Shoot me a DM if you think that a better day is good for the podcast. And if not, that's cool. But if there's something about the podcast that you like and you would like to see more of it, hit us up. Because like I said, when we build a big studio, there's some big things that's going to happen. And not necessarily when it comes to just the podcast, but as far as the aesthetic of it. But I appreciate y'all taking your time and energy to listen to the podcast and sticking with us and riding with us. Yes, I do have new merch coming. I will be producing that here in the next couple of weeks, and it will be produced for the summer for before Memorial Day weekend. So I will have something either the last week of April, or it's going to be the first week of May. I'm going to do something when it comes to getting some more products and, just some stuff that's what I said about. So I will, Body. I will. So with that being said, y'all, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all to life. I hope y'all enjoyed the podcast. And until next week, we out. Peace.
Thanks for listening to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Make sure to like and subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode.